Hi everyone, Dawn here. Welcome to my car vlog. Thank you for visiting with me today. I just wanted to talk to y'all for a few minutes. This probably isn't going to be a real long one. I wanted to talk about me. Oh my God. Let's talk about me. Okay, let's talk about me. Okay, so there are just a few things about me I want you to know, and then I'm going to give you a very short story time afterwards, because thinking about this story time is what prompted me to tell you this. So with me, and I know a lot of people say this and they don't mean it, but with me, I mean it. Do I expect you to trust me? No, you don't really know me. You just know me from my channel, so I don't expect you to trust me, but I'm going to tell you this anyway. And there are a few of you who know you can trust me, because you know, but I'm not naming names. Whether you're my friend or we're enemies, if you tell me something in confidence, I am never gonna tell anybody. No one is ever gonna learn that secret from me. If you're an enemy, I don't know why you would tell me a secret, but I mean, maybe we're stuck in an elevator together and we think we're gonna die and you wanna make a confession, something like that, whatever. No matter what, I don't care who you are. If you tell me something in confidence, I'm never uttering a word to it, to anybody, ever. Unless, of course, it's like you unalive somebody, then I'm sorry, I have to go to the authorities. But just don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make me an accomplice in your criminal activity. I'm just saying, I'm just not going to tell anybody's business. And so let me tell you what prompted this. So many years ago, like before I was even with Eric, so me and my girlfriends, we would go out clubbing and stuff, you know. Is it still called clubbing? Anyway, we'd go out clubbing and dancing and just kind of partying and stuff. And there was this one member of the friend group that I wasn't really friends with. We were cordial, but on the inside, I couldn't stand her because I didn't trust her as far as I could throw her. I didn't trust her at all. We were all in high school together, and she was the one constant. Like, I didn't trust her, and I was honest about it. I told my very best friend in the group, who has passed away, rest in peace, I love her so much, who, by the way, this person, the lady that passed away, I would have trusted her with my life. She probably would have helped you cover up an alive one. But I made up a scheme. I had a scheme because I was trying to prove to her, I'm like, look, I'm not going to tell everybody else in the friend group, but I'm telling you because you're my very best friend and I love you. She can't be trusted. She is a snake. She can't be trusted. And so, and you know how she is with me. She gets pissed off at me over just this dumbest stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. It makes me laugh a little bit because she's still to this day such a bitch. But anyway, I decided I'm going to prove that she can't be trusted. So I didn't tell my best friend this because I didn't want her, you know, I didn't want her in on it because I didn't want to poison the experiment. So I told this girl, the one that can't be trusted, it wasn't fantastical, but just a lie of something terrible that happened, right? And I said, but please don't tell anybody. I mean, don't even tell Katie. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret. Please don't tell anyone. She's like, oh, I won't tell anyone. So then I tell her this, and maybe a week goes by, and we all go out clubbing again, and there's this guy who's been kind of hanging around our group. And every time we would go out to certain clubs, he was always there, and he'd always be hanging around our group. Well, he'd always buy me a drink, but nobody else. And but this other friend, let's call her Karen. Karen liked him a lot, right? And but he and I got along. We were never romantic, but he and I got along really good, and we would dance together and stuff, and it would piss Karen off. And so this is wrong of me. I know now this is wrong of me, but I was 21, okay? This particular guy came up to us that night, and we're like dancing and partying, and so I'm just kind of hugging him and being a little aggressive, not aggressive and forward, but just kind of cutesy and flirty, you know? And I decided to let him drive me home. I know, okay? Don't. I know. And nothing happened. He drove me home. I got out of the car, said thanks, bye, see you later. And it was so terrible. It pissed her off that I did this. And remember how I told her the story of something terrible that happened? It didn't really happen, but something terrible that happened to me, and how I begged her. I said, even if we get in a fight, even if we have a big falling out, please don't tell anybody. And she was like, I'll never tell anybody. I promise you, I will never, ever tell anyone. Well, that night, it was that night, she told my very best friend. So the next morning, my very best friend calls me, and my very best friend, I can name her. It's Katie. I can name her because, I mean, she's passed away anyway, and she wouldn't care. She said to me, look, I was told to not tell you this. I'm like, oh God, here it is. She goes, Karen told me, and now she told me not to tell you that she told me because she said that you swore her to secrecy. I'm like, okay. And she told me about it, and I said, no, it's not true. I told her that because I knew that she was going to tell you. She was going to get pissed off at me for something and tell you. And yes, I manufactured the pissed off thing. I manufactured the flirting with that guy because I wanted her pissed off at me. Okay? And I hope this is making sense. So she immediately, that night, probably, I think it was about a week after I told her my big secret, she told Katie. She was like, so according to Katie, she said, look, Dawn told me this in confidence, and I'm not supposed to repeat it, so please don't tell her that you know, and please don't tell her that I told you, but, right? So then Katie calls me and says, well, she told me to not tell you that I know, because she told me that you swore her to secrecy. I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely true. And I said, but the story I told her is a complete falsehood. I told her that because and actually me and my mother came up with the lie to tell her. My mother was in on this too. And I'm like, yeah, we told her that, or I told her that because I wanted to find out if she got mad at me, if she'd tell you or tell anybody. And she sure did. And she goes, oh, so what you've been saying that she can't be trusted, that's true. I'm like, I'm telling you that's true. That story I told her never happened. I told her that because I wanted to see if she'd repeat it, and she sure did. And my mom's sitting there like waiting, like, did she tell her? Did she tell her? And as soon as I hung up the phone with Katie, she totally told her everything. It was funny. And then I was like, that was all I wanted to do. As far as I was concerned, it was over. But Katie was so pissed off. This is off. This isn't even funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. Katie was just so fun. Katie was so pissed off that she did this. That she wasn't mad at me for making up a lie to tell her. She was mad at her other friend, Karen, for telling her when it was told to her in confidence. So basically, Katie got the guy eventually. Oh gosh, we were such crazy bitches. Now I realized we were only 21 at the time, but that woman, Karen, she's still the exact same way. She is the exact same way. She, well, I don't know if she still does, but she used to decorate cakes. But she never updated her style. So the cakes were always very late 70s style designs. And I don't think that her cake making career really took off because people wanted more modern. You know, it's just like in beauty care and everything, you have to keep up with the trends, and she wasn't. But she got mad at this other rival baker one time and like spread all over that she used box cake mix, which I didn't realize at the time was such a terrible thing. But anyway, it was I know that's stupid, but anyway, apparently it got pretty ugly in their community. That was in up north somewhere. Yeah, but it was a whole thing. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Anyway, your secrets are safe with me. I'm not telling anybody. I don't care what you do to me or what you do, period. Unless you tell me you've committed a heinous crime, I'm not telling anybody. But don't make me an accomplice to anything illegal. All right, I'll talk to everyone later. Bye!